like that. Woo! What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Club Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos by hitting that notification bell, by subscribe button as well. If you'd like to go ahead and go into our Cash App, you guys can see around the ticker. It says $BJ Matthews. Again, $BJ Matthews, where you can send all your love to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast through our Cash App as well. After this video is over, you guys will actually be able to send super stickers or super comments for the video as well. If y'all look on the line where it says like, dislike, share, all that, if you scroll, you're going to see a spot that says thanks, and that's going to actually be the spot where you can, choose to donate as well. But we definitely appreciate everyone coming in here. We're up for another good show for y'all, man. It's our first Saturday LA Clipper Talk show. You know what I mean? I got my Clipper shirt on right here. I got this 2 seasons ago in the playoffs in 2021. The game that we beat the Utah Jazz in dramatic fashion. Playing without our best player, Kawhi Leonard, of course. Y'all remember the epic Game 6 where Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann went off. The game before, PG had 37 points and 16 rebounds in Utah in a hostile environment, the number 1 seed. So that series, in my opinion, is what put the Clippers on the map, that they are for real. They had to rebound from the year before in the bubble. People made the laugh stock of the Clippers. But now people understand the Clippers are the real thing, regardless if they want to admit it or not. My man 57 KP News said, "Let's go, BJ. All this gas this season. It's our year. Clippers have the best chemistry, hands down." Hey man, ain't no denying that on my side. But y'all in here, hit that like button, get the notifications out there, man. By the way, if y'all didn't get a chance to, yesterday we had over 1,000 people in the live yesterday regarding the whole Draymond Green, Jordan Poole fiasco, man. And if y'all have not got a chance to look at that video, go check that video out. It's definitely worth seeing. It's definitely worth watching. It was a great live. But we're about the Clippers now. We're talking about the Clippers. Now, NBA preseason just started last week, I believe last Saturday. The Clippers had their first game on Monday where they faced off against the Portland Trailblazers in Seattle. They were able to prevail 97-103, I believe was the score. Make sure I got that correct. Yeah, it was 97-103. And basically, after winning that game, there's a couple takeaways. There's a few takeaways I had to, say from that game, as a matter of fact. We talk about, of course, John Wall, his contributions to the team. Paul George, his impact to the team. I think this year is going to be big for him. I think he's going to be the best player in the regular season. Then Kawhi Leonard, of course, the return of the claw is another big story, probably the biggest story on Monday night. But the Clippers were able to prevail and get the dub. And it was actually a game that if you watched it, you kind of seen how special it was, because you guys know most of the times in preseason, your best players, the stars, don't usually play. Even the second stringers don't play that much. It's more so the third stringers and the rookies and the second-year players who are getting more of the burn. But then the Clippers were able to, because of their depth, okay, it was 97-102. Because of their depth, they were able to prevail and hold on to the win, right? People here hit that like button. So y'all can see the score, 97-102. These are the stats of all the players on the team that played, their minutes, points, rebounds, and assists, what they were able to do with the time that they were in. As y'all can see, the main guys did not play more than 15, 16 minutes. And the rest of the guys who are, guys who are not going to get that much playing time in the season, Amir Coffey, Xavier Moon, Brandon Boston Jr., Matteo Diabate, guys like that, are getting more of the minutes in these preseason games to kind of get their feet warm, to kind of get their, chance to really kind of show what they can do, because when the season starts and the playoffs, it's going to be the main guys out there representing the Clippers. But from what I've seen the Clippers doing on Monday night, I was very, very pleased with the win from a team aspect. Okay, it's nobody's above the team. We all have to worry about the team first, and before any individual player, nobody's bigger than what the team is. So I want to talk about the roster depth of the LA Clippers first. So people keep saying that the Clippers have the best, probably the deepest roster in the NBA. for the people who are non-basketball players, who are non-basketball people around the game, let me explain to people what that means. They have the deepest roster. You generally have between 12 and 15 players on an NBA roster. Generally, that's pretty much your final 12 or 15 players. You have guys on training camp roster. You have guys on, maybe coming from free agency or the rookie team, whatever. But for the most part, the Clippers have 12 to 15 players on their roster. Y'all can see all the players right there. And the reason they were able to win this game on Monday is because of their roster depth and their deepness of their team. Because each one of these players can play a role in any NBA team in the league as far as being a second stringer. I look at this entire team, and I look at pretty much everybody, pretty much outside of Jason Preston. Well, even more so, even him, he ain't really played much. But everyone else can guarantee you play at least on the second string on the NBA team. You got guys who are third stringers on the Clippers who can be second stringers. Guys like Amir Coffey. Guys like Brandon Boston Jr. Guys like Luke Kennard. These guys can pretty much play a vital role on any NBA team. You got second stringers who can be starters. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Robert Covington. Guys like Norman Powell. You know what I'm saying? Guys like, I won't say Terrence Mann yet, but he can be a starter on some bad teams. My point is that this is a good problem to have for the Clippers. Right? It's a good problem to have for the Clippers because it creates more and more matchup problems for the other teams. The thing about the team with the Clippers, they also have is 3D guys. A bunch of guys who can guard multiple positions and also hit outside threes and outside shots. So if I look at the 3D guys on this team, you got the two best ones right here, Kawhi and PG, who can score at will on the offensive end while locking up on the defensive end. Then you got guys like Robert Covington, who I think is going to be the X factor to this team. Right there on the right with the braids, y'all can see with the headband. Y'all can see he's one of those guys that can hit outside threes. I saw this on Monday while playing great defense, just playing his role, being a good team player, being a good character guy. He was up there teaching one of the young guys, I think Moses Brown, how to be in correct position in the post. Covington can guard on the perimeter, and he can guard in the post, and he can shoot the outside three. That's very vital. I think he's 6'8". Very similar to what Nicholas Batum did for the Clippers just 2 seasons ago, who's right below him with the buzz cut number 33. He's 6'9", and he's probably the most in shape player on the Clippers. I'm talking about who can just play all day. You know what I'm saying? Who can, run the floor, who can block shots, who can shoot the three, and a very high character guy as well. So you got two guys who are kind of similar of Robert Covington and Nicholas Batum. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the two best two-way players in the league, two of the two best two-way players in the league, Kawhi and PG, or at least top 5. And then you got guys like a Norman Powell who's about 6'4", 6'5", and who can score at will, give you 20 points a game, while also giving you energy on defense. Now, Norman Powell, y'all see number 24 at the bottom. He wants to be the defensive player of the year or be a defensive player of the year candidate. So that already puts you in the right mindset that you want to know like what his mental is. That's a very good sign for him to say he wants to be the defensive player. That means he's going to give a lot of defense this upcoming season. Okay, y'all hit that like button and get the notifications in here. Salute to my guy. What's up, little bro? Play for keep. So those are the 3D guys. That's the depth of our roster, man. 1 through 12, 1 through 15. These guys can all play. Unfortunately, though, it's only so many spots allowed on the court at one time. So you're going to have some guys that can go on the bench who ain't going to get the minutes. But at the end of the day, that's a better problem for the Clippers because it's like if somebody gets hurt or somebody gets injured or somebody's having an off game, okay, I'll just put the next guy in. And Ty Lue's very good at that. He's very good at always adjusting and looking at bringing other pieces in at the right time, okay? So the roster depth is very important for the Clippers. The deepness of their team is very important. You got outside shooting with Luke Kennard, Marcus Morris, two outside studs. I think Marcus Morris led the league in three-point percentage a couple of seasons ago. And then Luke Kennard, I think he's probably the most proficient three-point shooter in the league. I'm talking about sharpshooter. who just in there just, catching the ball, shooting threes, like constant marksman. They're going to need that with this team. Okay, you got playmakers in Reggie Jackson and John Wall, who are the point guards. Now, it's kind of a dispute who's going to start. But if it was me, in my opinion, I would start John Wall because he fits better with Kawhi and PG and Zubac and I want to say who's Marcus Morris. I think he fits better because he's going to get other guys shots. Reggie's great, but he needs the ball, needs to score to be effective. He's not a guy who's going to really get in the lanes and like make plays for others. Not like John Wall can. That's what John Wall's specialty is. Just like John Wall can shoot the outside three like Reggie Jackson. Okay, so you got the playmaking. You got the 3D guys. You got the dogs. You got the guys who gonna do the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? You got all these things working for you. And then you got the athleticism. You got Terrence Mann, the high flyers. You got Brandon Boston and Amir Coffey, who just attack. You got Norman Powell, who's the same way, who can just attack and give you on both ends of the ball. And then you got the two best players, in my opinion, the best duo in the NBA and Kawhi and PG. Just give them the ball and just get out the way. And I can do whatever you guys need me to do as a team. So the depth of the Clippers is crazy. It's well warranted. It's well talked about. It's well deserved. They're going to be a problem for a lot of teams this upcoming year. There's not going to be too many teams that are going to be able to match up with them. Now, that takes care of the roster depth. Let me talk about the chemistry of the team. Before you step out on the court, you can tell if a team is together or not. You can tell if a team's together or not by when they step out on the court. The Clippers, by this offseason, I could tell that they were a team that's going to be very close-knit. Number one, they have a good mixture of vets and young guys. Number two, coming off what they came off last year in the season, knowing they were missing their best player and they missed their second best player for a good amount of the season, and having to go through, having another opportunity missed because of something they couldn't control, is why I think that this year they took it so serious. That's why I think guys who didn't take much of a break after the season was over, because they knew it was at stake for this season. They could feel it. I've seen about 3 or 4 different Clippers players either say that they're going to win a championship this year, or this year is going to be very, very special. You understand? So you just know if you're in the organization or part of the team, if your team is going to be special. Okay, their chemistry, I see that they're getting along with each other. I see that they care for one another. I see that they always want the best for each other. They're a very close-knit group. You can tell Paul George and John Wall, very close. Paul George and Kawhi, very close. Nicholas Batum, the ultimate locker room guy, keeps things in line. John Wall, I think he's the leader, the vocal leader that they're going to need, the Clippers are going to need. I think Brandon Boston, they're young guys. They're not looking to, rush the process. Okay? They're looking to always, just get better. I see guys that are hungry. I see guys that want to play. I see guys that want to buy in. Right? I see a coach in Ty Lue who's pushing the right buttons for these guys to be successful. Okay, you got to have the right coach. You got to have the right coach. And I think that's something that's putting the Clippers in a good position. Okay. Now, as far as the individual players I'm looking at, the individual things I want to talk about, I want to first talk about Paul George, man. PG. I think PG is going to be the best player on the Clippers this season. Now, I said regular season. I didn't say playoffs. I said regular season, he's going to be the best player for a number of reasons. Number one, I think he's in the most best shape of his career. I think that he's the most prepared. I think that he's the most healthiest. Okay? I think he's been locked in to a point where he hasn't taken no real rest off. He took, I think, 2 weeks off of the whole entire summer, one for his wedding, and then another one right when he got off the season. Yeah, I think he's going to be the best player. I've always said PG has all the skills and talent to be the best player on the Clippers, but mindset-wise, he just hasn't been there yet. Okay, but now I see him more mature when he talked in his interview with Newsmix, saying he's more prepared than ever. And just looking at his body, you could tell he's been in the gym. He's been eating the right things, putting the right things in his body. I think that's great to see. I look at the fact that the motives, you know what I'm saying, he is getting older. He's 32 years old, right? So I think as you get older, you know, the opportunities are lower and lower. That's when you start taking things more serious. So I think with PG, he's going to be very comfortable. I think that the Clippers, if they're smart, they're going to try to make PG the first option throughout the season, because what I noticed with PG is for him to be very effective, he needs to get going very early in games to get him hot, get his confidence up. It's not like Kawhi, who can start off slow and then just end the game hard. Most of the time, you need Paul George to have a good start and have that continue to keep his confidence going, have his hot shooting going. Then you start seeing him dance a little bit more with the ball, be a little bit more elusive, be a little bit more loose in his game, not as tight if he sees that ball go in the basket. So I think they should draw more plays up for Paul George, more catch and shoots, more isolations, more off the dribble, stuff like that, to get him going very early, because it's going to be very important for the Clippers. It's going to benefit them. You know, that takes care of that. But then I want to talk about, of course, the claw, man, Kawhi Leonard, man, coming back to the team. Return of Kawhi Leonard. Listen, he looked very good in his debut. I won't say very good. I think he looked very acceptable. Okay, he had 11 points. Went 4 for 9 from the field. I forgot how many rebounds he had. Let me check his stats, actually. I got the stats right here. Let me check that out. So he had 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists in 16 minutes. Okay, Paul George had 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists in 16 minutes. So you can see the difference. Like, you know, Paul George is able to be a little bit more effective in that game, just because Kawhi is just coming off this injury, and I think PG is, again, just more healthier. So it's going to take some time. But for what Kawhi did, man, what I like to see is that he was aggressive. He was looking for his shot. He was taking advantage of his matchups. He was taking good shots. He wasn't taking 4 shots. And it looked like he was getting to his spots without nobody really stopping him. Now, if y'all notice that Kawhi is actually going to be playing a lot of the power forward this season. Okay? Dude's so strong. He can actually take advantage of a lot of matchups as a forward at 6'7", but he's able to move people out the way because of his strength. He was doing that on Monday. He was moving out Anthony Simons out the way. He was moving out. I think Damian Lillard guarded him a couple times in the post. Like, he was just taking these guys out. He was just missing shots, and his timing was off. But that's going to get better and better as the season weighs on. Now, they only played 3 preseason games, the Clippers. They played the Trailblazers on Monday, and it looks like they will be playing the Timberwolves tomorrow. And then they got the Nuggets on Wednesday, and then they're going to start the season off against the Lakers. So, pretty much back to Kawhi, though. I asked people, when do you feel like he's going to be back 100%? And I was thinking more so pretty much around All-Star break, maybe a little bit after. But what I seen from him last night, or the last game, I seen a guy who was not in bad condition, a guy who didn't lack any aggressiveness, who didn't lack getting to his spots. He was moving very well. It's just his timing was off. His shooting was off. His scoring was off. So that's really like understandable for a person who's been out for 15 months. But I know the work ethic that Kawhi puts in, the mindset that he has to always go through the process, understand it's a marathon, not a race. Those ingredients, those intangibles are going to make the process a lot smoother. So I think that he's going to actually be back probably a quarter away through the season, probably like 25%, probably before All-Star break. He'll be back to his regular self. I'm not joking, because I can't go by what the regular timeline is, because Kawhi, I notice he gets things done a lot. I think he catches things a lot quicker than the normal time span. If you tell me he's going to be ready, if you tell me evidence shows that from Achilles injury it takes about a year to heal, I'll give Kawhi 50%. I'll give it to him half that. If you tell me that it takes up to All-Star break for him to be 100%, I'm gonna say it's gonna be around December, January. It'll be at All-Star, but because of the work that he puts in and the confidence that he has in himself, I think that's gonna play a big difference. A lot of times when it's injuries, it's just about confidence more so than anything. How will you feel? Do you feel like you can get back to what you were? Do you feel like you can overcome this? Are you gonna allow this injury to continuously hold you back? And those little ingredients actually gives you an edge over the regular Joe, the regular person. But all those positives I said, and I'm gonna let people, in after this. There's also improvements that need to be had. So hold on, there's also improvements that need to be had. And that's the center position. They got everything that I've named. They got the size, they got the shooting, they got the playmaking. They have three of these the scorers and defenders. They have the coach. They have everything. They have the owner, Steve Ballmer. They have the general manager, consultant, and Lawrence Frank and Jerry West. But they're missing out on one piece, and I think that's what the center position. Now, they have Ivica Zubac, who's their current starting center right now. Right? They got Ivica Zubac, who's their starting center at this point. I like Zoo. I like Zoo for what he does for the Clippers. Okay, he rim runs. He's off the pick and roll. He's good off the pick and roll when it comes to offense. He's a physical player. He can get boards. There's nights where he has like a lot of boards. Depends who he's playing up against. But then there's his liabilities. His defense off of pick and rolls. His shooting, his touch, his footwork. Certain things that he needs to improve or understand he's not at that level. Okay, his hands sometimes, like he has good hands sometimes, but then sometimes he'll drop the ball. If you're going to be playing with John Wall off that pick and roll, you're going to be getting a lot of dump offs. So you're going to be able to have to learn how to make sure he catches those balls. No pun intended. But if I look at the backup centers they got Moses Brown right now, who is their backup center. Now, when I saw on Monday for Moses Brown, you could tell the youth into this young man. Basically that he is I think 7'2", something of that nature. He's pretty tall. He can bang on the glass, but he also can, lose the ball on defense and have bad hands and, foul and stuff like that. You understand? So a lot of times with Moses Brown, he's not very, very coordinated yet, which is understandable. My man Rick, bro, y'all say what's up to my man Rick, bro. He will be on tomorrow. We'll be talking about Victor Wembanyama, the guy who's the rookie, or the guy who's gonna be coming into the NBA. But me and my boy Rick will be talking about that tomorrow. So yeah, make sure I say what's up to Rick. But this is the guy right here, Moses Brown, who was looked at as being the backup center, but I don't think he's completely ready yet. I don't think he's going to be ready for those guys in the playoffs, like, your Jokic's and the Embiid's and the Giannis's and the, AD's, even AD to a point. People may say AD's not there yet, but he's still seasoned. This guy's, kind of raw. He's not a rookie, but he's still kind of raw. He's been to multiple different teams. But then I look at a guy like Moses Diabate, another guy who was a big in the league. He was not very, very coordinated. He's not very coordinated as well. He's very raw. He's very energetic, but missing layups and stuff like that, and not being coordinated, that can be a problem as well. So those are the things right now I think the Clippers need to work on, man. Like you gotta improve the big man. Gotta improve the big man. So those are my main things right now that's going on with the Clippers. And in order to fix that issue with the center position, I think they need to strongly, aggressively go up to DeMarcus Cousins. I think DeMarcus Cousins is a person that they can really strongly go after, and it's something that they need to fix. And I think he's a guy who could bring a lot of depth to their team. He's already been on the Clippers in the past. He has played with John Wall in the past, and I think that he's going to be able to be ready for those other big guys because he's a seasoned center. So I like DeMarcus a lot. Okay, even if it means they get somebody else, they might get Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying? A guy who's going to be very productive in the post. They can choose either one of those two, DeMarcus or Dwight Howard. You'll use Dwight Howard to be more of a defender because what I just recently read that he's thinking about retiring because he doesn't want to play a small bench role. Could somebody possibly convince him? Could the Clippers possibly convince him not to retire? That they can give him, between 15 and 20 minutes a game, and he can make an impact on this team? I wouldn't doubt it, but I just don't think that Moses Diabate and Moses Brown is the answer. So there's one or two things are going to happen. Either they're going to sign a lower value center, or they're going to probably have a bunch of 3D guys. That's going to help them with the rebound. When I talk about that, I'm talking about Kawhi, PG, Nicholas Batum, and Robert Covington is going to help with the rebounding with the Visca Zubac. So it's pretty much up in the air, but those are my thoughts of the Clippers situation right now. I think they're looking good. I think they're gelling well with their chemistry. I'm going to let people in right now actually as well. But I think they're looking very good, and I think that they're going to be they know what's at stake this season. They know what they have to do to get where they need to get to. They have to focus on the goal. They have to continuously stay locked in and stay tuned in and stay focused. But, yeah, I'm going to let the people in, see what y'all got to say. Y'all hit that Cash App. Super stickers are available as well. Comments, all that. All that. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Bruce, right on time, brother. Shoot. What's up, Bruce?
Hello, Mr. BJ. How are you?
Good, brother. You right on time. What's going on? Welcome to Clippers Saturday Talk.
Clippers. Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yes.
I think I said a couple of weeks ago I was worried about the center, and you guys said Brown. But today I'm surprised that you worried about the center.
Not really worried about it. I'm just looking for ways to improve. That's all. That's really the only thing they need to improve, if anything. But if they don't get another center, they just use their 3D guys to help rebound.
I don't know what the Clippers are waiting for to get DeMarcus Cousins and Dwight Howard on the team. In my opinion, I think those two are better than Brown.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
definitely.
Especially, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think Zubac can guard a lot of centers in the West.
He can't.
And his kryptonite is Luka too. So Clippers look good. I mean, I can tell that Kawhi is itching to play, and he's more assertive this year. I think he's trying to be more vocal. But I think Clippers, considering with what's going on with the Warriors right now, so it's win or bust.
Yeah. The Clippers are definitely, to me, they were the favorites before this shit happened with the Warriors, but now what's really going on with the Warriors, and I don't feel like they're gonna come back from this. I think that this puts the Clippers in even better contention. But what they have to remember that there's 8 other teams. There's 8 other teams trying to make the playoffs, so they can't lose sight and say, "Oh, it's just about the Warriors." We gotta make sure we can, beat the other teams.
But isn't Jamal Murray has a hamstring problem now? With Jokic is kind of injured too, so I don't know.
You said Jamal Murray has a hamstring.
Yeah, he left the last game with a hamstring problem.
Oh well, he'll be fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think. I mean, I'm talking about when the playoffs hit.
okay. We'll see what John Wall is gonna. I think player, like I told you, championship is based on John Wall. It's not Kawhi to me or PG. It's John Wall.
Right. I like John Wall with us because I think he's the vocal leader. I think he's going to be the vocal leader of this team.
Really?
Yeah.
He's just got to the team. It's not Paul George.
It's Paul George and John Wall. I just think John Wall naturally is more of a vocal leader, and he already has the respect of those guys because he's a vet. So even though he's just came onto the team, he still has that respect, and I think he's the guy that can bring guys together. Not saying PG's not like that, but I'm just saying John is just more natural for him.
Okay, we shall see.
What you think about I said about PG being the best player on the Clippers this season?
I disagree. I think PG is probably gonna lead the team in the first half of the season, but Kawhi is the closer. So Kawhi is gonna be coasting this season, trying to get his speed back. But what I didn't like when I saw Kawhi play in the preseason is it feels like he was practicing during the game. I guess that's the way he's supposed to do it, but they were feeding him the ball and he was shooting like carelessly.
Like shooting drills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just one of those type of players that make it look easy. Like he doesn't. It doesn't look like he's going game speed, but he's actually just. That's just how he. I mean, that's just how he moves. Like that's how he gets off. Like he's not spending a lot of energy. Like I know what you're talking about, but it's just like, okay, I'm gonna take 2 dribbles and get to my spot and shoot, or 2 dribbles and get to the basket. I'm not wasting a lot of energy and time.
Yeah. I mean, that's what MJ was doing in the back end of his career. I think that's what Kawhi is doing. Like Kobe was doing that too.
Yeah. So I think with Paul George, I think when I say he's going to be the best player during the season, I think what I mean is that they got to find a way to get him more shots. That's why I think with Reggie, I think Reggie should be coming off the bench.
To start the season?
Yeah. I like John Wall with them in the starting group than Reggie. Reggie is just another guy who can just stretch the floor and shoot. But the thing about him is when he's not scoring, he can't do much else.
But his scoring is very important.
Is it?
Wow. Because of John Wall on the team, you don't like Reggie Jackson?
No, I love Reggie. I'm saying what fits with our fits. We got two guys who are already scoring 23 to 25 points a game. Like, that's where your scoring is going to come from. So you need a guy who, what have the Clippers been missing all these years? They've been missing a point guard. So you got the point guard now. He's going to make it easier for Kawhi, PG, Marcus Morris to catch and shoot, and Ivica Zubac on the pick and roll.
I think there's gonna be a time you might see a lineup like you mentioned. Kawhi is playing power forward. You could see a lineup of you see Reggie Jackson, John Wall, Paul George, Kawhi, or Nick Batum, or Morris on the floor.
You don't think Morris would be too small to play the 5?
I mean, that could be an advantage for the
Clippers.
I mean, they're gonna if they're shooting threes, if they're playing like Sixers or Denver, you know, if Kawhi is strong as people claim he is, and as I think he is, he could hold Jokic. I remember in the bubble, at the end, they were putting Kawhi on Jokic.
Yeah, I mean, Kawhi. That's a little asking him for a little too much either, because you might be stronger, but you're still 6'6", 6'7", so he can shoot right over the top.
But he's better. I think Kawhi is a better defender than Draymond. I saw Draymond guarding Jokic, and Jokic wasn't doing anything. Couldn't do anything last year. And Draymond was stripping the ball away from Jokic, right? So if Draymond can do it, Kawhi can do it.
But do you want that amount of stress on him? Do you want him to have to deal
with not the whole game, like at the end?
Okay.
Like the end of games to close. Like if a game is close, I put this lineup.
Okay.
Like, the Warriors have the small ball thing. That could be the Clippers small ball.
Right. Well, I don't have no issue with it. I mean, I think Kawhi can do whatever the team asks him to do, but I'm still looking at ways to preserve his energy for the playoffs. If he's 100% for the playoffs, I'm taking him over everybody in the league. I'm taking Kawhi over anybody. If I got him healthy for the playoffs, I'm taking him over everybody.
Okay. We shall see. I mean, to me, the weakest point on the Clippers is the center position, and the player that has the most to prove is John Wall. That's the two things. That's the two things.
I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah, they just need another center. I think Brown is too young. Has he been in the playoff yet? I don't think so.
Nope. You can just tell he's never been in playoff action basketball yet.
So I don't know why DeMarcus Cousins has to beg all the time to get back in the league. He still has the skill. His issues is his mouth. He needs to stop talking to the refs. You get a foul, just move on. The refs don't like you. Just move on.
Right. We'll see. I think we have to kind of just wait and see. The Clippers play tomorrow against the T-Wolves, so they're using these games to determine how they're going to finalize their roster.
I mean, the Clippers are under the radar. Nobody's talking about them. It's mostly the Warriors, the Lakers. Everybody's going to look at the Warriors because they want to see how if Draymond is going to pass the ball to Paul. Lakers because LeBron is going to pass Kareem. Giannis because everybody says he's the best player. Brooklyn because of the drama.
Yeah.
See, a lot of stories, and Clippers don't really have any stories.
They don't have none. Well, that's a good thing too. That goes to tell you there's no drama with them.
Right.
Because when you're in the news and when you're on TV, is usually for like drama and bad stuff. So that's actually a good thing they're not being talked about.
I mean, I saw an article where they were talking about there's gonna be there could be an issue with the starting lineup with I think on ESPN I saw it. They were they talking about the biggest questions surrounding the Clippers, and they were talking about Reggie Jackson uh, competing with to start, you know, with John Wall. I think it was that I cannot pronounce his name, Young something, Young Misuk.
Amusement.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think I think he wants he's talking about you what you're saying about John Wall starting, but there's gonna be a competition between him and you know and
I think what they're doing, yeah, they're gonna probably let John start the next game and see where that goes. But that's the only. It's not really even an issue. It's just something that they just have to, they got so much depth on that roster that they have to work some things out and find out that people can get the playing time.
mm,
So it's a good problem to have, really.
mm.
But yeah,
I mean, we're gonna see how the chemistry works, and you know how the chemistry is gonna work. The reason why I wanted Reggie Jackson to start is because he already has chemistry with Kawhi and Paul George. I'm not saying that Reggie Jackson is better career-wise than John Wall. I'm just saying that he has better chemistry with the team already. That's why I wanted him to start the season. But if you think John Wall, okay. I mean, we'll see.
yeah. I mean, like I said, preseason is to determine who's going to start and put different lineups in. That's what Ty Lue's doing, and he's going to make the right decision. Um, Now, as far as the Clippers against other teams, potential teams, bro, I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Warriors, to me, they're not better than this Clippers team
Mm,
because of the roster. Out, the Warriors have holes on their team.
I think the Celtics had a better roster than the Warriors, and they beat them. They had a
Right,
better roster by a mile.
right,
So
because their star player didn't show up. So Jason Tatum, the way I'm looking at, okay, am I expecting Kawhi to do what Jason Tatum did? Hell no. So if Kawhi plays like Kawhi, Clippers win.
um, okay, I don't want to bring the bubble because I suffered, so I'm not gonna say it. But okay, because
Yeah,
that was one of my biggest disappointments of time in basketball. I think I broke a lot of stuff watching that. So, but Kawhi showed up in that series. But so we cannot assume that Kawhi showed up, but nobody talks about Morris didn't do anything.
yeah, it's all narrative, man. People act like Kawhi didn't show up the whole. He only had one bad game. Before that, before that game 7, man, he was showing up in every single game.
I mean,
So
you
yeah,
can have the best roster, but if you don't have chemistry and play good, you're gonna lose. So we cannot just assume that they can beat the Warriors because Warriors had chemistry. I don't know about now, but you know. So I it was like equal to me who was gonna win. Now I give the edge to the Clippers because they have less drama. You don't have a crazy player on the team so far, right? Who's
yeah.
punching their teammates. So I don't know. We'll see.
Do you think Draymond going to LA?
Uh, is he going to LA? I don't think he's gonna be in the Warriors next year. I think that's I don't think he's gonna be in the Warriors next year. So if the Lakers, I think after sleeping on it, I think there's a lot of teams, veteran teams, they're gonna want Draymond Green to do the same thing that he's doing to the Warriors in the team. I said the Blazers yesterday. I think the Blazers, the Lakers, you know, yeah. But I don't know if LeBron's gonna play in the Lakers next season. So
Yeah.
we'll see. So I think I think Draymond plays for the Lakers if LeBron's there. I don't think he's gonna play for the Lakers because after winning, he's gonna go to he wants to go to a team that gives him a chance to win championships. So if LeBron is not on the Lakers, I don't think he's gonna play for the Lakers.
You don't think he's coming?
No, I don't think he goes to the Lakers if LeBron is not there.
Shit, I would love to see that, just to see him get exposed. Dude.
I used to not like this guy. Like he's not a Hall of Famer. In my opinion, he's not, but he's gonna go in. But I'm gonna the whole world is on him, on his back now. So I'm gonna not pile on today. I'm not gonna pile on today, even though he brought it to himself. But it's the first time in a long time that Clippers have don't have the whole world focus on them, because after the bubble, the collapse in the bubble, everybody was making fun. There was a lot of mockery, you know. And the year after, there was is Kawhi gonna play this season? Is Kawhi not gonna play? So that's like the best team Kawhi and PG had in LA, man. There's no excuses, man. You have the best coach in the NBA. You have a bench. You have shooting. You have a point guard, like you said. You have point guard. You know, the thing is that's worrying me. The center, like I said, Zubac cannot guard a lot of. I'm sorry. I try to make fun of Ayton, but I don't think Zubac can guard Ayton.
Yeah, you said but you picked Zubac over Ayton.
I was joking.
I know. That's why I'm like, this guy's trolling, man. No way you pick Zubac over Ayton, man.
No, I would pick Ayton, but Zubac cannot guard Ayton. Ayton is better, way better than Zubac.
I can't believe you was joking.
I was joking, man. I was joking. But I still don't think Ayton is all that. He's talented. I was watching one preseason. Man, how many shots is he missing? And Chris Paul was feeding him the ball. He shot the most in that game.
Yeah.
And Phoenix is in trouble, man. They look horrible. They're missing something. I don't think it's the same team.
Hell no, it's not the same team. They barely beat the Lakers, man. They barely beat the Lakers.
So I don't see a team that can beat them, the Clippers. If they're gonna need to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
At least the conference finals.
You know, some people they're gonna find a way to talk down to the Clippers.
That's okay. We just have to prove it. If the Clippers don't win, I'm gonna be hard on them. Because there's no excuse, man. There's no excuse. You have everything.
Same here.
There's no excuse. You have the coach. I think Tyler is better than Doc Rivers. You have the point guard. You know, John Wall is supposed to be like one of the top point guards. I mean, he can shoot. Like you said, he can shoot. But okay, You said he has the defense. There's no excuse. You have wings. I mean, Batum is Clippers revive his career, right?
Mm-hmm.
Morris, he talks a lot of trash. So show up. Sometimes he gets cold. So, but I'm happy about the acquisition of that guy, Norman Powell, and the two players from the Blazers last season.
Robert Covington.
Yeah,
he's good.
And Kanar, man.
Oh
he
yeah.
can shoot.
Dude's a straight sharpshooter.
So
him and Morris are the shooters.
There's no excuse. Terrace man, you better shoot this season. You better shoot this season, man.
I'm seeing him shoot more, Bruce.
Okay. That's what I said. I saw one preseason game. I was like, wow, he's not hesitating this season.
Yeah. So I look at the team too. I think they're more energetic. I think they're excited about the season. So they just gotta finish the job, man. They gotta finish the job.
Yes.
But
just get Boogie. Just get Boogie on the team, please.
Oh yeah. I think Boogie would bring so much energy to this team.
Yes. And he has an edge. The team needs an edge too.
I agree.
I don't know if the Timberwolves gonna play the whole team because Cat is sick, right?
Yeah, I heard about he lost some weight or something.
He has a throat infection. He was in the hospital for a throat infection.
Oh man. I hope he's doing better.
Yes, I want Boogie Cousin on the team. Pagan.
Yeah, we want Boogie Cousins, man.
Okay.
Boogie Cousins is in shape. And last year, when he was with the Nuggets, he played well behind Jokic. So I would put him with the Clippers. Hell yeah. I would.
I mean, who's better than Boogie Cousin out there? I don't know.
Maybe Dwight. As far as what he can do.
I mean, this guy's in shape, man. Dwight out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take Boogie. I'll take Boogie first and then Dwight. Yeah, they did, and he played good. He played well. Like he just had a 1-year deal. He had a minimum deal. So I mean, his contract was up, kind of like Denver. So
I think what's killing Boogie Cousin is nobody plays his style anymore, like feeding the big man. I think that's the way he plays. Like he needs to get the ball a lot to be effective, to get in the groove. Nobody plays like the style that Boogie Cousin like to play or is good at. That's why he's struggling to get teams. I think that, in my opinion, that's what's going on with Boogie Cousin.
Yeah, I think that's about. I think also Boogie's a good passing center. So Jokic, guys like that he can pass the ball and he can shoot the three.
Yeah.
So I would take Boogie in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Well, any last things you gotta say, Bruce, before we end the live?
Just win. That should be the motto of the Clippers this season. Just win.
Playoffs our way.
All right. I don't know. Where did you get that shirt? And that's the first time I've seen it.
I got the Clipper game when they played the Jazz in Game 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that historic Friday night.
That's a good trip.
Yeah, man.
Are you gonna be live sometimes when the Clippers are playing?
Yeah, I'm gonna plan on going to a game and just having a live video. All my Clipper supporters come on and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe you should. You said you were gonna have interviews. You're gonna have Luke Kennard, all those people.
I'm working on a few people for the Clippers right now. Actually, as we speak, you just gotta kind of wait and see because they're busy with practices and all that stuff. So you gotta get them on their schedule.
Oh, okay, that's
So,
good. You will be the Clippers insider.
man, who I'm hoping, man, hoping.
There's a guy that used to talk about the Clippers on IG. Now he has the media access. So if you keep doing this, you might maybe you apply for media access. You can get it one day. So you just need to
Yep.
try to do it. Keep going, and you maybe one day you get the media access.
Yeah, man. Just keep going. Just keep putting out content.
Yeah.
But, all right, bro. Well, be on tomorrow.
All right. See you
Salute.
tomorrow.
Oh man. So that concludes the Pull Up Basketball podcast. You know what I mean? Shout out to the people that came into the chat. My man Rick, back on tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna keep going, bro. We're gonna keep going. We're back talking about the new player Victor Wembanyama, the guy from France. Me and Rick will be talking about our thoughts on that player, man, and what we think about his upside and stuff like that. And yeah, man, of course, you want to continue to support the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Cash App, $BJ Matthews, $BJ Matthews. And if you want to show your love by donating on our super comments or super chat, y'all can see where it says like, share, dislike. There will be a button after this video where it says thanks. You can donate that way to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. As soon as this video is over, I will make that enabled so y'all can do y'all thing if y'all choose to. But until next time, we respectfully say, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull out. Peace. Out of here like swimwear.